You do use the word transcendence a lot in the descriptors of this. So did you have a transcendent experience while creating it, or are you having one now that it's finished and you're putting it out into the world? How does that, you talk a lot about like the elevation to the next realm, the next moment. Do you feel personally in your life and where you're at now that this album has been created, you're elevated. Seems more personal than so many other things that you've put out in some ways, or just maybe new. Just talk a little bit more on that.
I mean, kind of both. I think that you judge, or let's say not judge in the bad sense, but you figure out who you are often in contrast to the rest of the world. So when I'm in other bands, when I watch other artists, part of it is learning from them, but part of it is, oh, I'm not that, So for me to just figure out who I am, it's taken years musically, and every single iteration from all the 18 releases has been true, and it was the me at that time. But I knew there was a more complete version of that within. And so, yes, I feel like this project transcends in many ways, and that, in fact, even songs, with the exception of maybe one or two, that seem like they're just for fun or about some other thing, have lyrics that are ultimately very personal. And there were things that I said about myself, especially in
I don't need to account for everything I say. When I expound, all other sounds move out the way, cause everything I say is in all caps. That's why I don't need to use all caps. Everything I say is in all caps. That's why I don't need to use all caps. Nope, nope, nope.
All on me.
That's all on me. On me. On me. You know it. On me.
There are lines in there, and even in Twist My
Hear
Kite.
you okay, I know you mean well, but it's hell and it's no fun. And you're twisting my kite.
There are lines in these songs that really reveal how I work as a person or something that I've been through, but there's more kind of psychological insight in that way, or insight into a relationship I had, like a former production partner I used to work with, and things like that for the song You Know You're Right.
Now I didn't want to think it's true, but I knew you, and you gotta drop the fight when you know you're right. You know I'm right. Yeah.
That I went the extra mile to really kind of rip my chest open, I guess you could say. And to do that musically too, because I think it's, in a commercial sense, I think it's bold to start with what are essentially two instrumentals that bleed into a 5.5 minute hip hop song, that finally get into a pop song, and then on and on and on. But there was no other way to create this. That was how it was meant to be from the very beginning. And every decision I made when I crafted this, with the exception of switching songs 12 and 13, stayed exactly how I crafted it, because I had that vision and that sense from the very beginning. And when you can be that personal with the music, it is incumbent upon you to do justice to it by being that personal in the lyrics too.